Welcome.
Today we're diving into something pretty big, I think. It's about building wealth, but it's also about being happy.
It's like not just about getting by.
Right.
It's about thriving
Yeah,
and actually enjoying the ride.
exactly.
So are you ready for this?
I am.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Let's do it.
So where are we getting all this wisdom?
Well, our guide today is Naval Ravikant.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you've heard the name, right?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's kind of a Silicon Valley
Yeah, he's a Silicon Valley powerhouse.
powerhouse. Yeah.
Yeah. He's built companies. He's invested in some really big names, Uber and Twitter.
Wow.
You know, the big ones.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of those.
Yeah, so he's not just some random guru, right?
Right.
What I find fascinating about him is he's just relentlessly pursuing truth. You know, he's constantly questioning everything, thinks from first principles.
Doesn't want to be fooled, you know? And Tim Ferriss, I'm sure you've heard of him.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, huge fan. Totally swears by this guy's insights.
Okay, cool.
So he's definitely onto something.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
how does he define wealth then?
Good question.
Is it all about money?
Actually, he makes this very clear distinction between wealth, money, and status. So the way he sees it, wealth, those are the assets that work for you
Yeah.
even when you're asleep,
Okay.
like generating income.
Yeah.
Think businesses, real estate, intellectual property,
Yeah.
all those things that make money even when you're not actively working.
Right.
That's wealth.
So it's not just about
Right.
having that big bank account.
No.
It's about owning the things
Yeah.
that create value.
Yeah, create value, exactly.
Okay. And then what about money?
Money. That's just a tool.
Okay.
It's how we transfer time and wealth
Okay.
and status.
Yeah.
Where you stand in the social hierarchy.
Got it.
And, Naval argues status
Yeah.
it can be very fleeting and often comes with a lot of baggage.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So chasing status might actually distract you from building true wealth.
100%. It's like taking a detour on the road to what really matters.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So what about his own journey, right?
Oh, yeah. He actually started out super fixated on just making money. He even considered a sewage trucking business just to get rich.
Really?
Yeah.
Sewage?
He eventually realized, true fulfillment, that comes from following your passions,
Right.
creating something valuable for others.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Not everyone is cut out for the sewage business.
Yeah, not really a glamorous path.
Not really. But yeah, loving what you do. I like that.
And it's not just about personal satisfaction either.
Okay.
He uses the example of Steve Jobs
Yeah.
and the iPhone. Steve Jobs got incredibly rich by giving society something it desperately wanted.
Okay.
It didn't know how to get yet.
Yeah, so seeing a need
Yeah.
and fulfilling it on a large scale.
Exactly. That's where the real wealth lies.
Okay, so how do you find your unique path?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
So this is where his concept of specific knowledge comes in.
Okay, what's that?
So specific knowledge is something you're naturally good at, something that feels like play to you,
Okay.
but might seem like work to others.
Yeah, like a hidden talent almost.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
It often stems from something you enjoyed as a child.
Yeah.
A skill, an interest that you've honed over time.
Okay.
Like, imagine someone with amazing sales skills.
Yeah.
They might have developed that through years of negotiating with their parents or bartering at school. It's fun for them, but it's work for someone else.
Oh, I see. So it's not just finding any job you love.
Yeah.
It's about finding that specific thing.
That specific thing you're uniquely good at.
That you're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gives tons of examples, musical talents, obsessive personalities, the kind of people that can dive deep into any subject.
Okay.
A love for science fiction, even a knack for gossiping.
Wait, gossiping.
Yeah, think about it.
Okay.
It's all about connecting with people,
Yeah.
understanding their motivations.
I guess so.
It could be valuable
Okay.
in fields like journalism
Yeah.
or even marketing.
That makes sense.
It's about finding how your unique skills and interests can translate into something valuable.
Okay. I like that. Finding the hidden potential in what you're already good at.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, with the internet.
Oh, the internet changes everything.
Yeah. You can build business around your passion
Yeah.
without needing anyone's permission.
Naval calls this escaping competition through authenticity. Instead of copying others, focus on being the best at being you.
Yeah.
Someone like Joe Rogan, for example,
Yeah.
built a massive following
Yeah.
by just being genuinely curious
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
having those authentic conversations. You can't replicate that.
You can't. That's a good point. But building something meaningful also takes time.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Naval emphasizes long-term thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
He talks about how generosity compounds in business,
Okay.
just like interest in a bank account.
Wow.
It's not just about getting the best deal right now.
Yeah.
It's about building those genuine relationships and trust over time.
Yeah, so playing the long game
Yeah.
and nurturing those connections can actually be more valuable
Absolutely.
than chasing those quick wins.
It's the foundation for lasting success.
Absolutely.
So speaking of long-term thinking, Naval believes leverage is key
Okay, I like that.
for building wealth. He breaks it down into 3 categories:
Okay,
labor, capital, and code or media.
got it.
Labor is the old school way, working for someone else,
Yeah.
trading time for money.
But that seems like the least effective.
Yeah, it's limited.
It's building wealth, right?
You're capped by how many hours you can physically work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you have capital, money,
Okay.
offers more leverage,
Yeah.
but requires permission.
Mm-hmm.
You need someone to invest in you.
Right.
But then you have code and media.
Yeah.
Permissionless leverage.
Okay, what's that?
That's where you write software.
Yeah.
Build a website, create content that works for you around the clock.
Like a machine that keeps generating value even when you're asleep.
You got it.
I like that.
And here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
Naval argues that while hard work is super important, judgment is even more crucial.
Judgment. What do you mean?
He defines it as the ability to understand
the long-term consequences of your actions.
Okay.
It's about making decisions that lead to positive outcomes.
Okay, so it's not just gut feeling.
No.
It's about having that framework.
Yeah, it's about having a system
for making those decisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he believes that you can cultivate good judgment by understanding fundamental principles.
Okay, so what?
Like economics, game theory, psychology, even evolution.
Oh, wow.
It's about understanding the rules of the game.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So how do you acquire this knowledge?
Yeah.
Naval is a huge advocate for reading.
Gotcha.
He believes that diving deep into books on all sorts of subjects allows you to extract key concepts and apply them to your own life.
So reading isn't just...
No, it's not just for fun.
For leisure. Yeah. It's like a training ground.
Yeah, it's like a mental gym.
For your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also has a very unique approach to reading.
He's not afraid to skim, fast forward, even skip sections if he's already grasped the main idea.
So it's about absorbing the concepts, not just finishing the book.
Exactly.
To finish the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he stresses anyone can cultivate this love for reading. Yeah. Start with topics you enjoy and slowly expand your horizons.
Yeah.
Think of it as an investment in your own judgment.
I like that. Okay, so we've covered wealth, specific knowledge, leverage, judgment.
Yeah.
What about happiness?
That's where things get really, really interesting.
Okay.
Naval is adamant that happiness is internal.
Okay.
It's independent of your external circumstances.
So you're not waiting for things to happen to make you happy.
No, it's about changing your outlook.
Your outlook, got it.
He talks about his own journey, how he shifted from a low happiness baseline to a much higher one. It's a skill you develop, like fitness.
Okay.
And he's experimented with a lot of different practices to cultivate that inner peace and happiness.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big believer in meditation.
Okay.
He sees it as a way to quiet that monkey mind, that's constantly chattering, worrying, distracting us from the present moment.
So it's like training your mind to focus and be still.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's also experimented with cold showers and healthy habits.
Cold showers?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He actually credits cold showers with helping him rely less on external comforts.
How does that contribute to happiness?
He talks about them helping relearn self-control and to focus on the present moment.
Got it.
He follows the Wim Hof method,
Yeah.
which is all about pushing those boundaries.
So it's like training yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Which I guess leads to more resilience?
That's the idea.
Okay, I see.
Right. And he also stresses acceptance.
Okay.
Accepting things as they are rather than how they should be.
That sounds like a lot of letting go.
It is, in a way.
Yeah.
He even uses accept as a mantra for dealing with difficult situations.
Okay.
He encourages letting go of that need to control everything.
Yeah.
And finding peace in the present moment.
This feels very stoic.
It does, doesn't it?
Like focusing on what you can control.
Yeah.
But how realistic is it to completely detach from outcomes?
It is a challenge.
Yeah.
But that's where the inner work comes in.
Yeah.
Naval believes that building that strong inner self is ultimately what leads to lasting happiness.
Regardless of the circumstances.
Regardless of what's happening around you.
Okay, so finding that inner peace and that freedom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he encourages us to let go of the need for legacy, reminding us that everything is impermanent.
Wow, that is a powerful thought.
It is.
It makes you reevaluate
It really does.
your priorities.
Yeah.
It does.
And that's the beauty of his insights, right?
Yeah.
He challenges us to think differently about wealth, happiness, and the meaning of life.
This is all really resonating with me.
Good.
Yeah, it's like he's giving a roadmap.
Yeah.
Not just for success, but for living a life that's actually meaningful.
Yeah, it's a framework for building a life of both wealth and fulfillment.
I like that.
And there's so much more to explore.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And it kind of goes back to his whole definition of wealth. Those assets that earn while you sleep?
Yeah.
When you cultivate inner peace and happiness, you're building an internal asset.
Okay.
It just keeps generating returns.
I like that. It's like investing in your well-being.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the dividends are priceless.
Yeah, they are. But Naval doesn't just talk about the upsides, right?
Of course not. There's always two sides to every coin.
Yeah, the potential pitfalls.
Yeah. So he actually acknowledges that getting really good at a game, especially one with big rewards, can lead to you playing it long after it serves you.
Oh, so even when you've won, you might still be...
You might be stuck on the treadmill.
Stuck on the treadmill, yeah.
He talks about survival and replication kind of drive us on that treadmill. And then there's this thing called hedonic adaptation.
Hedonic adaptation?
Yeah.
What's that?
Basically, it means we just get used to our circumstances,
Okay,
even the good ones.
Right.
We're always chasing that next goal, the next possession, that next hit of happiness.
Always looking for the next thing.
Yeah, but it's fleeting, It never really lasts.
How do you break free from that cycle?
That's the big question, right?
It is.
So he suggests a few paths.
Okay.
One is having enough passive income to cover your expenses.
Okay.
So you can pursue your passions without that financial pressure.
Right.
Another is reducing your expenses so you don't need as much income.
Right.
Embracing minimalism.
Less stuff.
Yeah.
More freedom.
Exactly.
Okay.
He also talks about finding work you truly enjoy.
Right.
Work that doesn't feel like work at all. When your work aligns with your passions, the money becomes almost secondary.
Right. Yeah. That reminds me of what he says about choosing business partners.
Oh, yeah. Huge. Right.
Yeah.
He emphasizes finding people with intelligence, energy, but most importantly, integrity.
Integrity, yeah. That's important.
Absolutely. He also warns against cynics and pessimists.
Okay.
He believes their negativity can be self-fulfilling.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
You got it. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who inspire you.
Right.
He uses this great analogy.
Okay.
Sharks eat well, but they live a life surrounded by sharks.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that success achieved through those cutthroat tactics, it can come at a high personal cost.
So it's not just about who you work with, but how you work with them.
100%. It's about building relationships based on trust and mutual respect.
Yeah. That's crucial for long-term success
Absolutely.
and happiness.
Yeah, this brings us back to compound interest, not just financially, but in all areas of life.
Okay.
When you act with integrity, treat people well, you build a reputation that opens doors, attracts like-minded individuals.
That's like you're creating a positive feedback loop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he also emphasizes real success takes time.
Well,
He says, apply specific knowledge with leverage, and eventually you will get what you deserve.
Okay.
But he warns against keeping track, counting the days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It can lead to impatience, discouragement. Just keep showing up.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep building. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Yeah. Playing the long game.
Yeah.
Staying focused. What about getting stuck on a path.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's no longer working.
He talks about how tension arises
Yeah.
when we cling to an outdated identity or a path that's no longer serving us.
Right.
Relaxation comes from embracing who we truly are and allowing ourselves to evolve.
That actually makes me think of that Buddhist saying.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naval encourages us to constantly reevaluate
Okay.
our habits, our beliefs, even our relationships,
Yeah.
to make sure they're still aligned with our values and goals.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you make those changes?
Well, his advice is actually very simple.
Okay.
Pick one thing and focus on that.
Okay.
Don't try to change everything at once.
Right.
Cultivate a desire for the change. Visualize it. Plan a sustainable path.
Yeah.
Identify your needs and your triggers. Even tell your friends to hold you accountable.
Breaking it down into manageable steps.
Yeah, exactly. He also believes in meticulously documenting efforts
Yeah.
to reinforce that new habit.
Okay.
He says self-discipline is a bridge to a new self-image.
I like that. You're basically
Once you've acted in accordance with that change,
rewiring your brain.
it becomes part of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about external expectations?
Ah, yes. He encourages us to free ourselves from those expectations. He says, if you hurt other people because they have expectations of you,
Okay.
that's their problem.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a tough one, but
yeah, take ownership of your own choices.
it's about owning your life.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
What about negative emotions?
Oh, those are tough.
Anger.
Yeah. He talked about freeing yourself from anger.
Okay.
He describes it as a contract you make with yourself to be in physical, mental, and emotional turmoil until reality changes.
So it's a choice.
It is a choice.
Yeah.
He encourages cultivating a sense of inner peace, detachment, even in challenging situations.
Yeah.
He also talks about freeing ourselves from the need for employment.
Okay.
He argues that once you've taken control of your own fate, you'll never let anyone else tell you what to do.
So building a life where you're not beholden to a job or a boss.
Yeah, pursuing your own passion.
Yeah, that ultimate freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And perhaps his most challenging advice is to free ourselves from uncontrolled thinking.
Oh, right.
That monkey mind,
Yeah.
constantly chattering, distracting us from the present moment.
He's a big advocate for meditation.
Absolutely.
To quiet that mind.
He calls it intermittent fasting for the mind. Oh, that's interesting.
He also advocates for other forms of meditation.
Oh.
You know, hiking, journaling, anything that allows you to disconnect from that constant stream of thoughts.
Finding those moments of stillness, peace.
It's about recognizing that we're not our thoughts.
Okay.
We're not our emotions. We're the awareness that experiences them.
Right.
And by cultivating that awareness, we can gain a sense of freedom and peace that transcends the ups and downs of everyday life.
This is incredibly insightful.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, he's providing a framework not just for wealth, but for living a life that's rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, really is. It's like a masterclass in personal growth and self-discovery.
Yeah, I love how he...
And what's striking is how Naval blends all these insights, you know, from philosophy, science, spirituality, his own experiences so seamlessly.
He embodies this idea of a lifelong learner, constantly seeking knowledge and wisdom from all these different sources.
And he's not afraid to challenge conventional thinking.
Not at all.
Which I really appreciate.
Yeah. One of the most thought-provoking ideas he tackles is the question of the meaning of life.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he offers a few different perspectives,
Okay.
each one with its own unique lens.
Okay. So what are they?
First, he acknowledges that the meaning of life is deeply personal. It's something we each have to figure out for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, he encourages us to really wrestle with that question, explore different philosophies, different beliefs, until we find an answer that resonates with our own values and experiences.
So it's not one size fits all.
It's not a one-size-fits-all answer.
Kind of fine.
Yeah, it's about embarking on your own personal quest.
Your own. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, what's the second perspective?
All right, so the second perspective is a bit more nihilistic. He suggests that there might not be any inherent meaning to life at all.
Oh, wow.
You know, he reminds us of how vast the universe is and how our lives are just a blip
we're pretty small in the grand scheme of things.
You're pretty insignificant.
Yeah, it's kind of humbling.
It is humbling.
To think that maybe we don't have that grand purpose.
But it can also be liberating.
How so?
Well, if we're not so focused on leaving a lasting legacy, we can focus on living a life that's meaningful and fulfilling right now.
Okay, yeah. So shifting that focus.
Yeah, taking the pressure off.
To the present moment.
Yeah, allowing yourself to enjoy the journey.
Yeah, I like that.
And then he offers a third perspective.
Okay.
This one draws from physics.
Okay.
And the concept of entropy.
Yeah.
He suggests that maybe the purpose of life
is to create order and complexity in a universe that's always tending towards disorder.
So to push back.
Yeah, kind of push back.
Against that natural flow.
Against that natural flow.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating idea.
It is. It makes you think about
it. Does, doesn't it?
How everything's connected.
It makes you think about the interconnectedness of it all.
And regardless of which perspective you connect with.
Exactly.
He really makes you...
He encourages us to think deeply.
Yeah, it does.
About our values.
Yeah.
Our purpose, our role in this vast universe.
It's an ongoing...
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's okay. And to navigate that journey effectively, Naval stresses living by our values.
Okay, so what does that look like?
He talks about radical honesty, building strong relationships, rejecting anger as a driving force.
So you're choosing those principles?
Yeah, it's about choosing principles. Yeah.
To guide your actions.
Yeah, instead of just...
You're not just reacting to
whatever life throws at you.
Life throws at you.
Yeah, I like that.
He also highlights choosing a partner.
Oh, yeah.
Who shares your values.
Yeah.
Someone who supports your growth and vision for the future.
Finding that person that complements your strengths.
Exactly.
And inspires you to be your best self.
And when you surround yourself with people who share your values, it creates this incredible foundation of trust and mutual respect.
That support system.
Yeah, it helps you weather the storms.
Absolutely, which we all have.
That life inevitably throws our way.
Yeah, we do. So it's about building that inner strength and having that support.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's really what Naval's wisdom boils down to. It's about cultivating that inner strength, the wisdom, the clarity, to build a life that's both successful and fulfilling.
Yeah, a life
rich in meaning.
Purpose and joy.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
And I'm walking away feeling really inspired.
Good.
It's clear that building wealth and finding happiness aren't about luck.
Not about luck.
Or circumstance.
It's about choice.
It's about making those choices.
Yeah, making deliberate choices.
Developing good judgment.
Yeah.
And cultivating a deep understanding of ourselves.
100%.
And the world around us.
Yeah.
And I think the most important takeaway.
Yeah, what is it?
Is that the journey itself.
Yes.
It's a reward.
Absolutely. That pursuit of knowledge, the cultivation of wisdom, that continuous self-discovery.
It's so true.
Those are the real riches.
They are.
That enrich our lives and make a difference in the world.
So, to wrap things up, consider this.
Okay.
Knowing what you now know about specific knowledge, leverage, and the power of inner transformation.
Yeah.
What's one small step you can take today to move toward a life of greater wealth and happiness?
Such a good question.
Maybe it's reading a book, reaching out to someone who inspires you.
Love that.
Or just committing to a new habit.
Absolutely.
The choice is yours. The possibilities
are endless. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Yeah.
And the path to a life of wealth and happiness is no different.
It's not.
Start today and see where it takes you.
I love that. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
On this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep growing.
Yeah.
And keep seeking those riches that truly matter.
Absolutely.